Emergency in Puerto Rico in response to an increase in violent murders of women. The femicide rate on the island is now double that of the rest of the U.S.
Domestic violence cases in Puerto Rico are on the rise, and this is as the island is still dealing with the devastating impacts of Hurricane Maria, earthquakes, and then of course the coronavirus. Some believe that the government's own response is actually putting more victims.
What the governor has called a gender violence epidemic. The term used for a woman killed because of their gender is femicide. There have been 21 femicides in Puerto Rico so far this year and 60 last year. That's about one woman killed a week. The femicide rate in Puerto Rico is roughly double the per capita rate in the rest of the United States.
A white t-shirt. Sometimes big movements come out from small groups, and we are one of them. Hi, I'm Glorimar, and with my partner William, we represent Enactus Columbia Central University, one voice for gender equality.
Let's start off with a question. What do you see on screen?
A white t-shirt? A piece of clothing? Something useless?
Or do you see an opportunity, a canvas upon which you can create, inspire, and build sustainable solutions?
We, in our targeted market, see the latter. Today, you are going to see how as a team we use our entrepreneurial action to shape a better future for domestic violence survivors with our Project Listen and one of the best outcomes of the process, our social enterprise, Women.
We all know the immensity of the impact of domestic violence incidents in Puerto Rico. Andrea, Rosiman, Valeria, and Keishla are some of the faces of the sad reality that we're currently living in. The loss of over 15 women the past year urge us to take action.
At first, we participated in different awareness events and spent time with domestic violence survivors to understand their needs. We understood that in order to provoke change, the solutions have to emerge from them, and they have to be long-lasting.
We also learned that one of the main reasons for most of them to remain in the domestic violence cycle was their dependence of the aggressor.
We searched for the perfect methodology to work with women, and by merging our team's capabilities and academic backgrounds, we created Listen, an entrepreneurial program focused on develop the essential skills and financial independence to these women.
After a thorough analysis of different methodologies, we selected the Women's Empowered Method, validated by the Belgian Commission for Women's Development and promoted by the United Nations, adopting and adapting 4 pillars to our cultural and socioeconomic context.
But why these 4 pillars? Because they were developed to holistically empower and inspire women to take control of their destiny by recognizing their internal worth and value.
It all starts to have. We assured that they recognize their economical and emotional abilities needed to promote inclusiveness and self-awareness.
Then, know and know-how, which concentrates on providing them with the skills and abilities needed to succeed.
Next, our 3rd pillar, the want. That internal hunger that pushes them to transform these opportunities, establish their goals, and seize future challenges.
And finally, the power, that energy that completely engulfs an individual while enabling them to make strategic decisions, assume responsibility for their actions, and utilize all available resources in order to scale their opportunities.
4 pillars in one unique model that we have been successful in implementing, scaling, and replicating amidst different scenarios. Throughout the years in 3 different communities, provoking a positive and sustainable impact in more than 25 women and their families.
Having proven the methodology's ability, a new challenge comes to our hands, this time in a nearby city, Humacao, with our allies at Casa de la Bondad, an NGO with over 25 years of experience on providing shelter and emotional support to survivors of domestic violence and their children.
After completing a situational analysis, we designed a strategic plan with the primary objective of providing the participants with the tools to achieve their financial independence. All the programs developed around a social enterprise led by our team and 8 participants.
So, by applying to HUB, providing over 30 hours of workshops to the participants, focus on helping them develop the essential skills to succeed as individuals and entrepreneurs, a process we measure to pre- and post-evaluation, all of them achieving more than 90% of the expected percentile.
On our second pillar, the know and know-how, with over 25 hours of business and management workshops designed by one of our business advisory board members, with the curriculum that looks to give the participants the tools to successfully run a business.
Ironically, COVID represented a unique opportunity to innovate this process. Our team developed a web page and launched our virtual development center, in where each participant and the staff of Casa de la Bondad can access in order to continue their empowerment process and also help replicate and scale the project to others.
Now let's take a second to hear one of our participants and what she has to say about her experience.
Muchas gracias y bendiciones. Quiero aprender a ser una mujer emprendedora capaz de lograr mis metas. Gracias por ayudarme a lograrlo.
Next, we apply our third pillar, the want. Together with our participants, we identify new business opportunities, clearly delineated a path to succeed, and decided that it was time to be empowered.
This helped us to accelerate and initiate the implementation of our last pillar, the power. Our women are taking the strategic decision to impose a new venture and project 25% increase in their weekly earnings of each one of them, representing a global economical impact of $1,800 monthly and directly empowering over 50 people.
Once completed, we recognized that in order to have a broader impact, we needed to evolve. And this is when Swoman was born, a social business focused on the sale and distribution of shirts and stickers to promote gender equality.
Remember our initial canvas? This is when that plain shirt takes a new meaning, by becoming a canvas for our participants, their stories, and messages.
In addition, they are not only the artistic creators, but we also manufacture, paint, and produce these shirts, leading the development of a business that traditionally is not led by women.
At the same time, this gave us the chance to develop the talents of our team and students by becoming the means by which the messages written by our participants become digitalized arts.
Our target market are people between the ages 15 to 30 years that promote gender equality. Also, our value proposition piqued the interest of groups that together invest $5,000 at C Capital to begin our venture.
¿Por qué igualdad si queremos equidad? ¿Por qué sobrevivir si podemos vivir? ¿Realmente somos iguales? You too can be part of our movement and support our initiative by acquiring these articles through our digital platform.
50% of the earnings from these sales are directly invested in our participants and the organizations that support them. In our first 2 weeks, we have generated over $400, and also we have been recognized with a 4C3 challenge for the second year in a row.
We just need one more thing.
You and your commitment.
Because together we are
One voice.
in favor of sustainable development for our communities.
One voice that stands up and believes that gender equality is an unequivocal and inalienable human right.
We are Enactus Colombia, and together we are
One voice.